and welcome back. Okay, so we're here today again by the title. We're gonna talk about the different lock extension journeys I've been on. So I do get questions from time to time. People want advice, people want my opinion. So I have some of those questions, and I was like, you know what? We'll do a compilation video and we will address some of those questions, okay? Also, now, if you're new here and you don't know me, I am Demiki, also known as the real Coco Monroe. I am Coco Monroe and Coco Monroe, okay? So on this channel, we do a little bit of lock love. As you see, we do some lock content, also some try-ons, plus size hauls, fashion content. Get ready with me, and then also I sprinkle in some commentary, and you might catch a vlog every now and again. You just might. But yes, if you're interested in any of that, definitely stay tuned for this video and go ahead and subscribe if you're interested. And to all my returning subscribers, thank y'all all so much. Okay, and welcome back. Okay, so we are in a different room in the house than usual. So we're using a little more natural lighting. I ain't mad at it, but we'll see how it turns out. Okay, but to the topic at hand. So like I said, it's going to be a little compilation. So if you've been watching my channel for a while, you do know that I've been on several different lock journeys, okay? And I will preference it by saying lock extensions. So with that being said, I have had braid locks, okay? I had those first, and I had my braid locks for a little over a year. I want to say I had them more about a year and 2 months. Then I transitioned into, I guess what I call traditional lock extensions, the ones that I actually bought the lock extensions already made and pretty much attached them to my hair. And I had those for close to a year. I think I was right at about 12 months. And then now, your girl has her, again, I think I would call these Microlocs, very small locks with the loose curly ends, okay? So I have went a lot of different avenues, okay? And so a lot of people just want to know why I changed, why I didn't stick with this one, which one do I prefer, which one do I like the best, and so forth, so on. So with that being said, I do want to first say that every last one of those journeys were beautiful in their own way, okay? When I look back at it, some of the things that I've been a hair girly most of my life. I started braiding and doing my own hair like 11, 12, maybe a little younger. So I've been a hair girly most of my life, so I can be very picky. And a lot of people's like, I didn't see nothing wrong. They were gorgeous. And when I look back at it now, I'm like, you know what? It wasn't as bad as I made it out to be, but I can be very picky when it comes to my hair, and that I'm aware of, okay? So my first, and of course, I'm gonna pop some pictures up here for y'all so y'all can go on a visual journey with me throughout that process. But my first set were braid locks. And with the braid locks, I did braid them in with kinky human hair, okay? With that being said, I braided all the way to the end and left just the last little bit of the hair loose. And it was a kinky texture, okay? Those, I want to say, those were smaller. I want to say I had about 80, 90 of those braid locks. And the only reason I didn't keep them is because of the braid pattern, and that started to weigh on me. I didn't like the look of the braid pattern, and it and of course, if you've watched, and if you haven't watched it, go catch up on my braid lock video where I just talk about the braid locks in general, okay? In that video, I did say that I did research. I knew that the braid pattern could take a while for it to dissolve and to turn into that natural lock look, but it bothered me at the time. Now looking back, when I look back at some of those braid lock pictures, braid lock videos, I'm like, sis, them things was fire, okay? But at the time, like I said, at the time, it wasn't doing it for me. So I had to go ahead, and I wanted to try something else. And I think it's because I wanted to get to that lock look quicker. So of course, my second journey was the lock extensions that I actually bought off of Amazon, 100% human hair. I think I got them at like 12 inches. I have that video too. If you haven't seen it, what you been doing? What you doing? Okay. So catch up on any of those videos. So I have individual videos about each different process. But with those, I cut out the braid locks. I let them grow out a little while, cut those off, and then went ahead and added those lock extensions. I wanted to go for the bigger lock look. I don't know. I saw the girls with the thick lock. I'm like, the thick locks are gorgeous. I still feel that way. That hasn't changed. So what I did is I got it. It was like a jet black color, a 1B jet black color. The locks were already pre-made. And I went through and sectioned off my hair and added them with the locking crochet lock tool. Those I had about 40 when I started off. So they were pretty thick locks, but that's what I was looking for. So I had about 40. I later went back and colored those because, as you see, your girl is something about that 99J, that burgundy that your girl loves. But I do venture back and forth between my jet black and my burgundy. So that's kind of where I ran into the hiccup. So I colored my hair, and I did color my natural hair in the process of that. And I dealt with breakage. So I probably was down about 35 locks, and a lot of them fell out in the middle of my hair, where my hair is the most sensitive and a little more fine. So I had to go back to the drawing board. I got tired of wearing my hair the same way. So then I see the girlies with the Microlocs and the loose ends, the curly ends. I'm like, oh, I love it. I love it, So I wanted to try that. And I was like, you know what? Why not? We can do it. So that's how we ended up with these. And instead of the braid, what we did was twist. Because like I said, again, the braid pattern was a part of the issue. And what it seems like is that the twist, it transforms and does the transformation a lot quicker. These have been in, and I will have a update video for y'all soon that I'm working on it. We're gonna get into it. Okay. But, these have been in for, I want to say around 3 months now, around 3 months. You see, I see how time flies. Like when I think about it, I'm like, I remember cutting out those other locks and dreading having to go back through this process again. And now we have already come up on 3 months. So y'all, what you waiting on? If you wanting to do it, the time is now. The time is now, okay? Because the time flew. I'm like, am I really like coming up on 3 months with these locks? But yeah, we are. So with that being said, some of the questions I get is, do I think it's good to get lock extensions? For me, I think you do what's best for you and your hair. Okay. I know everybody doesn't like the lock extension route. Everybody isn't a fan of it. And understandable, right? So one of the things that I feel like, with so much innovation, creativity, we get the choice, sometimes the things that we didn't have the choice of previously. We get the choice to figure out, to decide how we want to move about it. Now, the girlies who do their locks, they start with their natural hair. They start from the rooter to the tutor. Hats off to you. I love y'all. Like, at the end of the day, I have nothing but respect for y'all, because Demiki, that wasn't for me. And I'm okay. I get it. That wasn't for me. But hats off to y'all. I love y'all. Big ups to y'all, right? So by all means, if your lock journey means something to you to the point where you feel like if you add extensions to it, it's going to diminish or take away from it for you, then don't do it. You know what I mean? Don't do it. Now, for me, I was okay. I realized that had I went the more natural route, that I personally don't know if I would have been able to sustain and enjoy the journey. But that's for Demiki, and you know what's for you, right? So with that being said, I don't think that lock extensions is a bad idea. I do think that you want to, you want to know what you're doing. Do your research. Okay, if you're watching me, you probably watch some of my videos. You know what I'm saying? We inform the girls. We inform you. Let you know what your options are, and what some things you want to look for when you are thinking about doing them, and especially if you're thinking about doing them yourself. Okay, I did all of mine myself. They were all DIY. I did them all myself, but like I said, I was a licensed cosmetologist. I've been doing hair since I was like 11, 12. So it was just one of those things. It's just a thing for me. But I will say too that for me it's not a bad thing. If you're a girl who wear braids a lot, it's not much different. I would say make sure that you look for good hair for your lock extensions. That's important. You want quality hair. Look for good hair. Also, your lock size. You want to determine what size you want those locks to be. Parting, what kind of parts. If you want uniform parts, if you want a grid, like I said, what size locks you want. Do you want thick locks? Do you want micro locks? Do you want smaller locks, medium? I mean, it's so many different sizes, of course. And then also make sure your installation is a quality installation. Not saying that for it to be quality that it's got to be perfect. Quality just means that you did your research and you gave it the best shot you could give it, right? So that's my feelings about lock extensions. But hey, if you ask me, the girl who's done lock extensions 3 times, what you thought I was gonna tell you? Come on now. You know how I feel about lock extensions. But anyway, so then another question was, why do lock extensions fall out? So there's a lot of different reasons for that. Just like if you were to get braids or twists and sometimes they slip out, there's slippage. It does happen. I will say that I do find with the braid locks, I dealt with less locks slipping out, but of course that braid grips like no other. So with these, I started with a braid and went into a twist. Now I will say with these, I still have had a few that still slipped out, but I do believe that with the braid lock, because you braid all the way down, there's more security there. But now with these, because I started with a braid and then moved into a twist, I did still see some slippage. Okay. Not a lot, because like I said, I put a few of them back in, and then some I never put back in. I was like, hey, we'll just let the natural hair do what it do. But because it's so full and there's so much going on, you can't even tell. You can't even see. You know what I'm saying? So why we not worried about that. Okay. So it's a lot of different reasons that they fall out. And a lot of it to me is just slippage, how you maintain it. Sometimes it could be styling. And a lot of times it's the install, it's how they were installed, whether you did them yourself or whether, you had a loctician or a friend help you install. So a lot of times it has to do with that. But for me, as long as you know how to re-put them back in there, or you have somebody to help you reinstall, it's okay. It ain't the end of life if something comes out. You know what I mean? The world keeps turning. It's okay. Now, the other thing, does lock extensions cause thinning? I will say for me, I didn't see it causing thinning. For me, I feel like my hair became its healthiest and thickest with my locks / lock extensions. Now, do I think that that's just solely for lock extensions? I think for locks, it seems like everybody's hair flourishes, it's thick, it's healthiest it's ever been. But for me, I didn't see any thinning. Now, when I did deal with the thinning, that was because I colored my hair. So that's a whole different topic. And that's a topic that for me, because of my hair type, I realized that the coloring for me is an issue. So I stay away from coloring, which is why with these, I bought the hair colored already. Again, preference the video on this install, okay? I bought the hair already colored because I realized that my hair just doesn't do well with coloring and bleaching, okay? My natural hair. All right. So I don't necessarily feel like they cause thinning, but it goes back to styling too often, retwisting too often, and that leads us into the next question. How often should I retwist? So now, whether you're retwisting, retightening, that depends on your hair texture and things like that. For me, I like to go a little longer, not too long, but not too soon. For me, I usually go about 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks. So sometimes it's 2 months before I retighten or retwist. And for me, that helped me maintain my thickness, my fullness, and I didn't have any issues with thinning. But again, that depends on your hair. So I think as you go through the process, you're able to figure out what works best for your hair. So by the 6 and 8 week mark for me, I'm having to pull it apart. It's starting to kind of grow together, things like that. And I go ahead and do my, retightening or retwisting, depending on what the lock extensions were at the time. So for me, 6 to 8 weeks, but again, that depends. I know some people say they do them every once a month. Some people, I think I've heard some people do them every 2 weeks. A little often for me, but to each his own, okay? Now, the other thing is, how often should I shampoo and condition? I will say for me, I don't shampoo, but I never have. I never have shampooed and conditioned too often, even before locks or anything like that. I probably shampoo my hair once a month, just being honest. Now, condition, I do my rose water and a little oil. I probably do that weekly. But I probably only wash my hair probably about once a month. And I don't know if that's the best thing, but it works for me. I do a deep clean and a deep wash. I just bought some Dawn because I've been seeing it. I'm a little nervous because I haven't done the Dawn, but they was like, it's so good. It gets the hair squeaky clean. And I'm like, is squeaky clean good? I don't know. So I'm gonna see how I feel. I might use the Dawn. I might not. But I did go ahead and purchase some, and I'm gonna try it and report back to y'all. Or I won't try it, and I'll let y'all know that I decided I was a little too nervous to go that route. So I'll keep you updated. Okay. Now the other thing is, can you keep lock extensions permanently? Most definitely. But you want to get 100% human hair. Again, the quality of the hair matters. Okay, so get quality hair, and those lock extensions can be forever. Now, a lot of people do, as the hair grows out, as their natural hair grows out with extensions, they cut those off as they go. I don't know. I don't know if that's something I'm gonna do. I definitely may over time. But that is definitely an option. A lot of people do that. So eventually it would be your own natural hair. Okay, so that's also an option. But some people just hang on to them. And I will say that I guess I haven't had any of my lock extensions long enough to, to see me cutting them yet. But that's definitely an option for me as well. But yeah, you can definitely keep them, 100% keep them permanently if you go the human hair route and you also want to get quality hair. Okay, read the reviews. Read the reviews. Okay, that's why they did. Read the reviews. Okay. Also, what type of lock extensions do I recommend? I've done all three of those in particular. I love them all for their own reasons. Okay, I can't put my finger on one that I like the most. Now, I will say that right now I'm loving these the most. But if you look back at my other videos, when I had them, I said I love them the most. So I can't sit here and pinpoint for y'all. I ain't gonna even try because I know me. It just kind of it's kind of how Damika's feeling at that time. And right now, these are bae. These are bae. Okay, right now. So for right now, I'm in love. These are the ones. But again, I did say that in my other videos about the other ones. Okay, but I loved all of those for their own reason. I think all of them were stellar. All of them look good on your girl. So I loved all of them. With that being said, okay. So I can't say one I recommend over the other, but I will say go with what you want for you, that look that you are thinking in your head. But be realistic with that look, because that's what had me going down so many different avenues. I wasn't realistic at sometimes. You know what I mean? And also, are lock extensions high maintenance? To me, no. No, to me, no, not at all. I find that I deal with my hair less than I ever have. Okay. So for me, it was looking for something that's less maintenance. I was one of those girls who would do me a sew-in every 2 weeks. I would reinstall a wig weekly. I would braid my own hair. Like, so my maintenance for my hair was high. So that's why for me, no, this is very on the lower end. But now I will say, if you don't maintain it yourself, you don't know how to maintain it yourself, you could find it to be high maintenance. Cost wise, okay, time wise. But I maintain mine myself, so I do my own retwist, my own retightening. Anything, if I need to reattach, I do all that myself. So for me, the maintenance is very low. Cost is very low. Um, I thought maybe somebody was at the door. So with that being said, that's my thoughts on that. So if y'all have any other questions about the lock extensions, definitely drop them in my comments. I'm always here to talk and chit chat with y'all. I like to let y'all know and educate anybody. That's my thing. That's my passion. I like to educate, put people on, give them ideas. And of course, it always goes back to saving money, recycling ideas, making your money stretch. Like whether it's my hair, my accessories, my clothes. That's my thing. That's my passion. So I like to educate. I like to give you all ideas on ways to do things yourself, DIY. Okay. But yeah, definitely drop in the comments. Let me know if y'all have any other questions, anything I didn't address, that you have any questions about. And y'all know I jump in those comments with y'all and I'll answer anything that I can for you. Any questions that I may have. I do have some more videos coming for y'all. Stay tuned because your girl coming back with some more videos. And of course, as always, thank y'all so much for watching. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, okay? Click the notification bell so you're notified anytime I upload. And also, stay beautiful, stay blessed. And until next time, bye guys.